Heidi Heckelbeck Casts a Spell. Chapter 7. Showtime. Butterflies, jitterbugs, showtime. Well, almost. Heidi had 4 hours before opening night. She still had to find a couple more spell ingredients. The splashes of water would be easy. So would be the sand pail. The pieces of straw and the eye of a gingerbread man would be trickier. After school, Heidi's mother took Henry and Heidi to Lulu's bakery. Mom had ordered cupcakes for the cast party. Heidi prayed she would find the eye of a gingerbread man at the bakery. This would be her only chance. Heidi stayed up front while Henry and Mom followed Lulu back to the back of the store. When they were far enough away, Heidi turned to the lady behind the counter. "Do you have any eyes for gingerbread people?" she whispered. The lady thought for a moment. "They're out of season," she said, "but I'll check." She opened and closed several little drawers. Then she pulled out a small strip of paper. The paper was dotted with tiny sets of candy eyes. "How many do you need?" asked the lady. "Just one," Heidi said Heidi. "One eye?" asked the lady. One eye did sound kind of strange. "I mean one pair," said Heidi. "Here," said the lady. "Take what's left on the sheet." How much?" asked Heidi. "No charge," said the lady. And she handed the strip of candy eyes to Heidi. "Thank you," said Heidi. She gently folded the paper and put it in her pouch. Lulu carried the cupcakes to the counter. Each cupcake had a Wizard of Oz topper. "I want Toto," said Henry. "I want the ruby slippers," said Heidi. Heidi's mom paid for the cupcakes, and then they went home to pick up Dad. "I forgot something in the house," said Heidi. "Make it fast," said Mom. "You don't want to be late on opening night." Inside, Heidi carefully placed her pouch, her medallion, measuring spoons, and a bottle of water, a spoon, a pair of scissors, and a shopping bag. Then she raced to the garbage and unstacked the sand piles. She tossed a red one in the shopping bag. Then she zoomed to the cleaning closet and plucked a bristle from the broom. "Oh no," thought Heidi. "These stone bristles are made of plastic, not straw. How can a house with 2 witches have a fake broom?" Heidi slammed the closet door behind her. She had everything she needed except for one crummy piece of straw. Now her spell was going to be ruined. She grabbed her shopping bag and ran to the car. At school, Heidi ignored everyone backstage. She put on her makeup and tree costume. Then she peeked around the curtain to see if Aunt Judy had arrived. As she looked out at the audience, someone pushed her from behind. Heidi stumbled on stage as Milani and Stanley cracked up behind the curtain. Heidi whirled around. She tried to find the split in the curtain, but all she found was more fabric. And then Lucy opened the curtain and young Hattie yanked Heidi backstage. "Are you okay?" asked Lucy. Heidi wanted to scream. But then when she looked at Stanley, and got an idea. "Help me out of my costume," said Heidi. "I have to use the bathroom." Lucy lifted the tree trunk over Heidi's head. "Hurry up," said Lucy. "The play is about to start." "It'll only be a sec," said Heidi. Heidi grabbed her shopping bag. As she walked past Stanley, she plucked a piece of straw from his scarecrow costume. "This will do the trick," she thought. Then Heidi smiled wickedly. Now she had everything she needed to cast her spell. Chapter 8. The spell is on. Heidi hid in a bathroom stall and set the sand pail on the toilet seat. She peeled a candy eye from the strip of paper and dropped it into the pail. Then she added the spider, the straw, the gummy worms, the puppy tooth, and 3 cornflakes. Heidi measured a teaspoon of salt and added it to the mix. And then she snipped a tiny hole in the cat toy and added 1 tablespoon of catnip. She added 3 splashes of water and mixed the ingredients together with a spoon. Then Heidi closed her eyes. She put her right hand over the pail and held the medallion on her left hand. In her left hand. Heidi chanted the words of the spell. "Oh, special juice, let your powers loose. Help me quickly, show me soon the signs. Make Melanie Maplethorpe forget her lines." Now the joke will be on Melanie, thought Heidi. Heidi gathered her things and headed backstage. The play had just started, and there's Melanie on stage, scratching her head. She couldn't remember her lines. The spell had worked. Miss Naughtywonks gave Melanie her opening line. "Oh, Toto," she said, "I wish I could go somewhere over the rainbow." Melanie tried to repeat the words, but she forgot them again. Kids backstage whispered and laughed. Melanie's face turned red. She began to cry. Mrs. Naughtywonks ran on stage. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, "we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back." The curtain squeaked as it closed. Mrs. Naughtywonks put her arm around Melanie. "It's the jitters," she said. "Take a deep breath." "What's the matter with me?" Melanie wailed. "How did I become a terrible Dorothy?" Just then, something crazy happened. Something so crazy, Heidi had to pinch herself. Heidi Heckelbeck felt sorry for Melanie. How can this be? She wondered. Melanie is my worst enemy. But Heidi couldn't bear to see Melanie so upset. Heidi knew what that felt like, and now she had to make someone else feel the same way. There was only one thing to do. Chapter 9. A Star is Born. Heidi ran back to the bathroom with her things. She entered a stall and set the red pail on the toilet seat. Heidi put her right hand over the pail and held her medallion on her left hand. In her left hand, sorry. Then she closed her eyes and reversed the spell. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now all is well. Undo my work and reverse the spell. As soon as Heidi walked out of the bathroom, she heard Milani's voice. I remember my lines, Milani shouted. Oh, good, thank heavens, said Mrs. Naughtywonks. Okay, children, take your places. After that, nobody tripped it and no one forgot a single line. At the end, everybody came out on stage for their bows. Heidi could hear her dad cheering Heidi could hear her dad cheering for her from the audience. The play wasn't so bad, thought Heidi, but she was glad it was over. You were the best scary treat ever, said Dad as he handed Heidi a cupcake with ruby slippers on top. I want one too. Me too. I'll be right back, said Dad as Mom and Henry set off for a cupcake hunt. Then Aunt Trudy gave Heidi a big hug. Isn't it a bit strange that Milani forgot her lines? Asked Aunt Trudy. And then suddenly, just like that, she remembered them. I can't explain it, can you? Heidi looked at the floor. Aunt Trudy knew exactly what Heidi had done. Did you learn something? Yes, said Heidi. It feels terrible to make someone unhappy. Good girl, said Aunt Trudy. But how come Milani's mean to me? Asked Heidi. That's Milani's problem, said Aunt Trudy, not yours. And hopefully someday Milani will learn how to be kind too. And that, alongside her cake with the ruby slippers on top, made Heidi feel like a star.